don't mind if we just go back there and just dig a little bit, because it was really painful for you, not just physically, but also mentally, to be taken out of the sport. The only thing really in your life that you knew and loved, and apart from playing the piano as well, I mean, you were 100% focused on racing, double world champion, and then suddenly the wrist goes, and that's it. You were rudely taken out.
Yeah.
And just sort of knowing it, I wonder whether you're being quite angry with the sport since then because of that.
Not angry with the sport, no. I wasn't. I was ready to retire. I wanted to ride all my life. And that's how you got to be to be a professional racer. And I had no... there was not one bit of me wanting to finish racing ever, and it was a shock. It retired me, obviously, about 10 years premature as well as.
Yeah.
But the pain and the discomfort of the wrist of riding instantly took away the enjoyment of riding a motorcycle. And that was the weird thing for me, because every time I tried to hold on, the pain was like a broken wrist. I did 2 laps yesterday, and I couldn't do a 3rd lap. That's how painful it is. So I knew instantly that I had to finish, and it was a shock to me, and I had to get used to it. But because of the pain and all the rest of it, that's why I chose not to ride it again, not to put a helmet on again. And in some ways, it's maybe been better for me for that. I was talking to Max Biaggi and Troy Bayliss about it, and
yeah, because Max says he doesn't ride at all now as well, didn't he?
But right, when they still did, they retired naturally at kind of 40. And when they retired, they would find it just as difficult as I was when I was talking about it with them, because their minds and their bodies still could, and mine couldn't. So it's not easy. It's the best job in the world. I absolutely adored it, and I've had to kind of cope and adapt. Luckily, I did have something else with my piano playing, and I've done the 2 albums, and the music's going fantastically well. We've just got an album record deal for 4 albums, and that's looking promising. And it's nice to have had something else. But I've certainly put my focus fully into that to replace what I lost.
And also, I suppose you had that physical, painful reminder every time you tried to do something.
Even when I
it's your
play the
left
piano.
wrist, isn't it, not your right wrist?
It is my right wrist.
It's your right wrist, yeah.
So even on the piano...
Oh, yeah, you're right-handed, aren't you?
I have to sit right to the left of the keyboard to have room for my arm, because the piano playing's right and left and the bike was up and down. So I have to adjust to that. And just the pain every day. I had the screws put in to reduce the pain, because we can only live with so much pain, can't we? And I had to have the screws in, because it was as soon as I woke up, and the last thing I thought about before I went to sleep again. And I wouldn't have been able to live like that. So I chose to have the screws in to better
fuse
that,
it.
just to be able to live life and actually focus on something else.
Yeah. Wow, what a story, isn't it, really? And well, you're still going, but you chose when you wanted to retire, and it's tough, isn't it?
Nah,
Were you already?
I was an old man in the club, I was hanging out with a bunch of teenagers, and it was I'd had enough, Drive wasn't there, 3 kids, wife, kids growing up, and it was time, and I knew it was time. So haven't missed it. Don't feel like I've missed it. Plus, I have the boot camp. I go ride at the boot camp, and we're competitive enough out there with all my buddies. So it's I have something to kind of fill that. Not that I need it. I'm gonna run around after kids 24 hours a day. I come here for vacation. Y'all didn't know that.
No, we really did.
But no, it hasn't messed with me, retirement.